All right, guys, so here's the question. What's the best performance you can get for the least amount of money? That's the question I want to answer today, guys, with these 4 rigs. They're all 18 scale rigs. Now, the UTB18 Capra, it's not really a part of this competition. However, I did want to still add it to the competition just as a benchmark to see how closely the trail trucks can match its performance or exceed its performance. Let's see. So they're all about in the same price range. They all have minor upgrades to them. You know, the typical stuff, nothing crazy, nothing custom. From the left here, we have the FMS K10 with just wheels and tires and wheel spacers. Retails for about $180 plus another $50. Brings us to about $230 for the buy-in cost on that one. For the Redcat, it just has wheels and tires. I did not pay for the tires. Those are the stock Trx4m tires. So retails about $165 plus the wheels and tires. The wheels were $30, so $195 plus another $5 for the spacers, $200. Trx4m retail price is $180. Wheels and tires was another maybe $40. That's $220. Plus the transmission, that's another $50. That brings us to $270. And the suspension, I believe, was another $50. Brings us to $320. So right now, that's the most expensive so far. It better be good. And finally, for the Capra, did wheels and tires and the wheel weights on the axles there. So I would say maybe $30 for the tires. Sorry, not wheels and tires, just tires. $30 for the tires and another $20. So I would say about $250 for the buy-in cost of that Capra. Now, real quick, the challenges we're going to do is going to test torque, traction, steering angle, maneuverability, stability, control, and so on. Just a few simple tests in a few key spots to kind of highlight the differences between each. As always, guys, I don't want to make the video too long. I just want to kind of convey the message without us being here too long. Alright guys, so we're back in. Now, what did we learn from this little exercise here? Well, first off, the Trx4m, it was okay. It struggled the most with torque, surprisingly. It seemed to have the biggest issue with torque. There were many situations where I actually had to use full throttle to get up over things. I never had to do that with any of the other two. So, struggled with torque. Very top heavy. Regardless of having the heaviest wheels and tire package, it falls over pretty easily. But traction was good from these tires. These are the Swamp Claw tires from Endura. Traction was good. And it was okay in some cases where the Redcat struggled. This one did pretty decently. So, but I would say for the most amount of money, you would expect the best performance, and that wasn't the case. So this is going to take third place here. In second place, I would say is the FMS. Now, everybody knows I love FMS products, but out the box, the spec sheet is really good, but this thing is extremely top heavy. You need to add some weight down low to get this thing to perform anything close to good. So this is going to need more weight down low to be a better performer. I do have another one that I kind of built out to be a better performer. This one right here. So I don't want to have identical builds, but this one performs a lot better. This one has more weights and so on. So this is a much better performer, but it's not about this one today. So yeah, so I would say second place goes to this one. It's the second most money to buy, and I wouldn't say it had pretty good performance. It falls over pretty well. The good thing about this though is the wheelbase is so long when climbing, it really helps out a lot. However, because of that the bumper, it drags that bumper a lot. So you kind of have to kind of walk the truck to kind of get that that bumper to kind of, you know, not drag on anything if you're climbing. But that wheelbase really helps out a lot, especially when climbing. But this is going to need more work. First place, I would say, goes to the Redcat. It's the least expensive to buy. It has the smoothest throttle. It's the quietest to run. Love the articulation on this thing. Really great articulation on this thing. Nice and smooth, easy to control. You know, the problem with this, the big hindrance for this truck is the tires. I think the foam inserts are too stiff. It struggles for traction, but it does have the power to kind of punch out you know, tricky situations. So I'm gonna have to soften the foams in this tire. It's a good tire, but it's too stiff. The next thing this thing still has a problem with is climbing. So if you get up too high, it wants to pick that front axle up off the ground. So I'm going to have to kind of maybe play with limiting straps or something like that to kind of keep that front down. That aside, I love driving this thing. Lots of steering angle. You know, the wheelbase is kind of short, so it doesn't really, it kind of gets hung up on certain kind of obstacles. But overall, this is a great platform, and like I said, everything underneath is stock. So for a mostly stock rig, just wheels and tires, this thing is real excellent. So I would say this is the winner of this exercise, guys. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Let me know what you thought of this truck, guys. What should I do to improve this? This thing has cost me the most money so far, but what else should I do to improve the Trx4m? Let me know. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good day.